Let's start this off the right way. As my boy Shaq would say, can you dig it? Jay Lynch
Oh
here. What's
man,
good,
the
man?
Patriots finally got their wide receiver, but a guy coming off an ACL? Is he a wide receiver one? Is he
He
a
has to be,
slot?
of
Is he
course.
a flanker? Like what is he? I don't know. I don't think, and he is a diva, and that's confirmed, right? Now he has to go to Buffalo and play Buffalo twice, one at home, one away. I don't know. I don't know about that, man. I don't know, but it's something at least. It is something.
Hey, man, this is what we needed all these years. Can't get a wide receiver. Can't draft a wide receiver.
Mhm.
Always have the most money in the offseason. Finally. Sometimes you have to overpay for things you need, you know? We
I
definitely
mean, it is
over
it is a high price point, 100%. He's what, 32?
31.
Coming up 31, coming off of ACL, turning
Mhm.
32. Hey man, we'll see. You know, he is a diva. Drake May, a young quarterback. Do we want a young quarterback with a diva like Stefan Diggs? Josh Allen couldn't even handle him. Can Drake May do it? And Drake May and Josh Allen have similar comps, really and truly. So we
Gunslingers.
gonna see. Yeah.
Both are gunslingers. And nah, let's just get straight to it. Like Stefan Diggs. Yes, he's a top swag man in the NFL. You know what he's gonna bring off the field. You see, he's holding it down with one of the biggest female artists, Cardi
Mhm.
B.
Mhm.
So he's good, man. I think this
Right.
does more, puts the Patriots in the spotlight a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for a lot of TDs. Hopefully like halfway through the season, I can see like 5, 6 TDs, maybe get his jersey behind me. You know what I'm saying?
Beside Brady? I
Yo,
mean,
say it's wishful thinking, man. We haven't had this. We
yeah,
haven't
I
had
mean,
this. This is the skilled position,
yeah,
one of
yeah.
the most important positions in the game. How do
I,
you
I mean,
how
I mean, I see him being involved in the offense, definitely in the red zone. So if we're talking about touchdowns, like I don't think he's gonna do much of getting the ball down the field. But when it comes to a first down and the end zone, that's where Diggs is gonna step up for sure.
quick twitch
Yeah,
guy?
yeah.
He's a quick twitch guy, and yes, I know it's off a ACL, and it's those ones are slow recoveries.
Hmm.
Slow recoveries, but I think he knows this is gonna be like his last stop. So he has to show out. He has to show out. Will another team give him a chance after this if he doesn't do well? Possibly,
That's
but
tough. Yeah.
it's gonna probably be unlikely.
Hmm.
But we all know something. There's gonna be a fire within him. There's gonna
Yeah.
be a fire within him facing his former team 2 times a year. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. This is why we watch the game. This is
Hey
why we
man,
watch the
it seems like Vrabel's just getting started because nonetheless, this offensive move, rare for Vrabel, because all offseason he's making defensive moves, right? Linebackers,
always.
O-line, all the trenches, right?
Yeah.
And a cornerback. So he's
Yeah.
doing all the right things, and now he excited the fan base with a move like getting Stefan Diggs to help his young quarterback.
Yeah. And that's what you got to do, right? You got these young quarterbacks. You got to give them guys to throw the ball to. We know most of these rookies are going to struggle in their first year, but as years go by, you have to hook them up with a wide receiver one. You have to hook them up with a wide receiver two. So this is a big move, and we ain't gonna be last this year in this division. Come on,
I
come
don't know,
on.
man. Who knows what the Jets have up their
Yeah,
sleeves,
I know.
man? And the
I know.
Dolphins with Tua, he's out there partying on boats and stuff.
I see
Looking
it. I see
overweight. I don't know. I don't know, Tua. Be careful.
But in the Big Apple, there's been
Yes.
big news.
Yes, yes, yes.
Quarterbacks.
Yes, we have a quarterback controversy. We have really and truly, we have season what? Season three of quarterbacks in New York right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Just run it with the man them.
Famous Jameis and Dangerous on one team.
Yeah.
And Russ is already saying, "Oh, I think I'm going to be a starter." Russ is killing me. Russ is killing me. Honestly, for fantasy sake.
Hmm.
Guys probably want famous Jameis Winston to be
Yeah.
the starter because he's gonna have Malik
Neighbors going
Neighbors going
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure he'll have those like top dog numbers with Russ,
Hmm.
but the ball will be more secure. It won't be as much turnovers
Yeah,
with
he's gonna be
Russ.
safe. He's very safe. He's just gonna follow the playbook, hand it off, play action.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? I feel like if Russ is the starter, will neighbors be happy about that? I don't know,
Mm.
because look at the George Pickens situation, right? He wasn't the most satisfied with Russ back there, and he didn't have a lot of opportunity either, right? So I think Russ is very safe, and he's not going to force it like Jameis would, right? Force it to neighbors, and neighbors is going to be happy with that. Whether it gets intercepted, as long as he's getting the targets. So it's interesting, right? Obviously, Giants are looking at it as Jameis to bring him in, a morale, team guy. He'll help everyone be happy within the organization, the team atmosphere, and everything like that. But then Russ is your safer pick. So I think it's what they're doing right now is safe. But then what does this mean for their third draft pick?
Yeah, so everything was lining up perfectly. Bright lights, big city, a guy named Shador Sanders, been in the spotlight his whole career
Hmm.
in college. I thought it would just been like a situation that just made so much sense. But
Yeah,
if you signed one, even the one signing with Jameis had me thinking, okay, this is a bit weird right now.
yeah,
But after signing Russ, there's no chance that
right.
Shador is gonna land in New York.
No chance.
And we all thought it was gonna happen before these signings. You seen Shador in New York City throwing the
Hmm.
ball to neighbors one time,
Yeah.
and they seemed like they had a cool little bond right there. But yeah, it's not gonna happen now. And all this tells me now is Shador Sanders is gonna slide in this draft. Could have thought he was gonna go to the Raiders. Raiders got their guy now.
Yeah.
So some people saying may even slide to the late first round. And there's some
Wow.
crazy people that think he would go to the second round.
No,
He's still
no,
gonna go
no way.
first round.
Yeah. Well, I have my thoughts on this.
Okay.
But once we go through our draft list, um, then we could discuss it in more detail for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, let's get into it. Let's
Okay.
get into it. We're gonna go one through 16 for this episode,
Yeah.
and then the next episode we're gonna go 17 to 32.
Yeah. Sounds good. So starting off, first pick, we all know, Tennessee Titans. We had an interesting pro day. Um, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Cam Ward in
Or
Miami. He had his pro day. He showed some great arm strength, accuracy. It was interesting. I watched the whole pro day. It was a
mobile.
pretty mobile, laid back, just
Yeah.
swaggy. Of course, he has some weight on him, right? He's looking a little doughy, but within when you once you get into the league, that training, that training camp, I'm gonna whip him into shape.
Yeah.
But here we have the Titans. Their needs, of course, quarterback, edge, wide receiver, linebacker, and safety. Is it clear that Tennessee has their quarterback and they're taking Cam Ward off the board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Originally I was unsure,
Mm-hmm.
but they're gonna go Ward. You're in the AFC South. It's a
Mm-hmm.
winnable division.
100%.
Trevor Lawrence is not scared nobody.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, he seemed like he took a step backwards
Mm-hmm.
last year.
He lost Diggs now.
He
Tank
lost,
Dell is coming off a major injury.
yeah,
He all he has is Nico. I'm sure they're gonna when we get to them, they're gonna be looking for a wide receiver for sure.
100%.
Yeah,
And the Colts, Anthony Richardson, they can't even
yeah.
commit to the guy.
Mr. Tap Out. Tap Out, I
So
need a sub.
come
He's
on,
not the guy.
he's not fit like that. So it has to be
Yeah,
Cam Ward.
yeah. I
Every
think that one's easy. That one's
every
easy. That
every
one's
team
easy.
needs a quarterback,
Yeah,
and they all but gave up on Will Levis, a
100%.
guy who seems like he's put in more effort in his Mayo commercials. So I see Cam Ward going there, and it just makes too much sense
Yeah,
coming from the U. keep him in the South in Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, we move on to the second pick. Cleveland Browns are on the clock. They also need a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
They need O-line, they need an edge rusher, running back, and a safety.
Hmm.
They did pick up Kenny Pickett in the offseason, but I don't think Kenny Pickett's the guy. And it's interesting because Myles Garrett did have an interview after he signed his contract, and he
Yeah.
hinted that he likes the decision that's going to be made at the quarterback position.
So that tells you something, right?
Yeah.
That definitely tells you something because a lot of people thinking Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers,
Hmm.
but Cleveland got Kenny Pickett, who is obviously a backup.
Hmm.
What if Aaron Rodgers does go to the AFC North, but just to a different team?
It's a possibility. I
There's a
remember
possibility
they were
there.
looking at Russ. Russ is now on the Giants, right?
Right.
So that's out of the picture. And Aaron Rodgers, he visited Pittsburgh Steelers and he left without a contract. So who knows, right? But one interesting thing that I did see today is there was a rumor that Dallas
Hmm.
and Browns are discussing a
I,
trade
I heard.
for Dak
Yeah.
Prescott. Now, with that whole cryptic message that Myles Garrett sent out there,
Hmm.
if this decision was we're looking to trade for Dak,
Yeah.
maybe that's something that he was on board with. And that's why he's like, yeah, okay, I can rock with Dak.
Yeah.
You know? What do you think?
Yeah, you never know, obviously, right? You never
Hmm.
know. I don't think I've ever heard Myles Garrett have any raving reviews about Dak.
Hmm.
But Dak is obviously an upgrade from what they used to have.
Right.
They used to have a guy named Deshaun Watson, and that guy is not a serious human being.
Okay.
So I can see that if it is true, I do think that helps that franchise.
Hmm.
And you know how it goes when a guy is playing for America's team, right? A lot of pressure on you. If he comes to a team like the Browns, no real pressure. You're not gonna be playing in prime time every other week.
Yeah, you
So
got
I do
Judy,
think
you got Njoku.
yes.
You can make it
So
work.
this is why I think this pick, remember, they have the second pick. They
Yeah.
already have Garrett back.
Yeah.
In a division like this,
Yeah.
if you have a Miles Garrett and then an Abdul Carter, both guys
Have
pressuring the quarterback, in a division like that, you need that. So I
Yeah,
think
you have
Abdul Carter
Lamar
makes
out there. Yeah, you need it. It's true.
I think that selection makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter and Miles Garrett, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, these guys, it's hard to stop those guys, even just with Miles Garrett. So now you need reinforcements.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter, it has to be him.
Yeah. I'm on the same thing. I think it's Abdul Carter and it's clear. Uh I don't know. I would be shocked if they somehow take Shadur. I'd be
Mm.
shocked. Maybe if Miles is was interested in having Shadur, but I'll be shocked because I just think it'll set him up for failure. It'll be a very tough atmosphere to play in as a rookie, and he'll be expected to start, right? So yeah, I don't see them pulling the trigger and getting a quarterback. I think they're just gonna go best player available and take Abdul Carter off the board.
Yeah. Number three is looking like the New York Giants
Yeah. New York
and,
Giants. Yeah.
and
Quarterback need as well. O-line,
quarterback.
linebacker, corners,
Yes. They
and
have a
defensive
lot of
line.
needs, man.
Yeah.
A lot of needs there. Lucky that Brian Dable is back still coaching.
Yeah.
He seemed like his job was gonna go. But at this position, you have to look at the division, right?
Hmm.
So the Eagles just won the Super Bowl in the NFC East. Cowboys are always around the top of the NFC
Yeah.
East.
And Washington.
Wa- And Washington is going crazy ever since they got Jaden Daniels. Terry
Yeah.
McLaurin's always been a dog. This speaks offense to me, this division.
Mm.
Speaks a lot of offense to me.
Yeah.
So you look at the Eagles, Devontae, AJ, you know what I'm saying? Dynamic duo there.
Yeah.
You mentioned you see revitalized Debo coming into the next season.
Hmm.
So another dynamic duo there, him and Terry McLaurin. And then
Yeah.
obviously with the Cowboys, they have CeeDee Lamb, a top five receiver, arguably a top three receiver in this league.
Hmm.
I think at this position, there are needs, but a team like this, I think you want to keep up with those teams. So I'm going to say Travis Hunter,
Hmm.
Neighbors, Travis Hunter. If you look further into the future, say they get that quarterback Arch Manning. So
Right.
you look at a trio like Neighbors, Travis Hunter, and Arch Manning,
Yeah.
they can be back going to bowls in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to agree here. I think they're in a tough position unless they trade back,
Mm,
right? I think trading back for the Giants is a possibility, knowing that they have so much needs, right? They can trade back, maybe still take a shot on a Jackson Dart and just compile picks, really and truly, right? Whether it's this year or next year. Because it's weird, right? Like maybe, yes, they want Travis Hunter um, as a corner or a receiver or just someone that they can utilize as a best available player. But I think trading back for the Giants might be ideal after they did this Russell Wilson um, pickup.
yeah.
Yeah. So on to the big boys, onto
Hmm.
the guys with all the Super Bowls, but
Hmm.
times have changed. So Giants come out the clock. This will be very interesting. This is when you're going to get very nervous because the Giants, who knows? Do they trade back? Do they
Right.
take Travis Hunter off the
Yeah.
board? Now it's like New England. What is Dual Carter's off the board?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Patriots need O linemen. They need to protect
I,
Drake May. Defensive line, they picked up some in the free agents, but they can always build it up. They need a running back, that's for damn sure. Tight end and safety.
yeah.
So where do you see New England going with this one?
He's a gunslinger. He threw a lot of picks because he didn't trust that line. And it's in his nature just to he sees something open for this much, he's
Hmm.
gonna throw it. He
Yeah,
sees a opening that a window that's this much open, he's gonna throw it. So I look at offensive line. I know it's gonna be redundant because it's almost like every draft we go offensive line.
yeah. That's gonna
But
upset the fans, but you got Diggs, so
yeah,
there needs to be
exactly,
balance. There needs to be
exact
balance.
perfect little balance. So can't get too upset. So yeah, I think offensive line makes the most sense. He's a
Will
young
Campbell with the short arms, though? That's the thing.
there's two guys I like at this position.
Hmm.
The guy from LSU, of course,
Hmm.
Will Campbell, and then Calvin Banks
Hmm.
from Texas. So those are the two guys I like there. I just think you have to shore up the line, man. The
Yeah.
line is the biggest need for a quarterback. Obviously, his best friend is the wide receivers. He got a wide receiver. So now he just needs to be protected.
Yeah. Yeah, Pats had the worst offensive line, so again, I know, and again, it's their biggest need at the end of the day. So I wouldn't be surprised again.
Hmm.
Will Campbell, he's a great O lineman, short arms, whatever. I mean, if he's a baller, he's a baller.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I know it'll be questionable. But if he's protecting his blind side, there's gonna be no complaints, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Um, On to pick five, Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, I think Jaguars are in a position where they're going to see what's happening in front of them,
yeah.
right? We're going to see the top four picks. They're hoping maybe Travis Hunter falls to them,
Of course.
Abdul Carter. Like they don't know. It all depends, right? But Jacksonville, the biggest need is the defensive line, corner, safeties, O line, and a receiver. So a lot of needs there for Jacksonville.
So much need.
It all depends, right? Really and truly, how things just stack up with the first four picks. But what do you see happening with Jacksonville at pick five?
Like at the end of the day, Jacksonville, their whole entire offense, their whole entire offense
It's
needs
gone.
like a revamping.
Yeah,
Their whole entire offense, other than BTJ, is not elite, not stellar.
yeah,
Travis Etienne took a step back. He lost
yeah.
his starting position to Tank Bixby. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I know maybe early because the wide receivers aren't great in this draft.
Yeah.
But if Travis is still there, you go for a guy like that. And
Yeah.
some people are high, some people are low on the guy from Arizona.
Hmm.
But McMillan, why not? Why not match up McMillan with BTJ?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but again, I think there's a lot of mixed reviews on Tate right now, Tate
Mhm.
McMillan. So I don't know. I think there's hesitancy there. So I think they just go the best defensive player available.
Yeah,
So whether it's an edge rusher,
yeah,
um, whether it's a linebacker,
yeah,
I could see them going there. I could see that. I could just see that. Yeah.
yeah.
On to six. So sixth pick, we have the Raiders here, right?
Yep.
Um,
The
the
team that needs
Raiders.
everything.
Raiders need a lot, but they have Tom Brady at the helm, right? They
Yeah.
need a running back, they need a receiver, they need skill positions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Running back, receiver, corner, O-line, linebacker.
Mhm.
They got Geno Smith in the offseason,
Yep.
but here's what I'm thinking. Here's where Shadir goes.
Ooh,
Here
backs
is
up
where
Gino.
here is where Shadir goes. Again, him and Tom Brady are like this. They work
Yes.
together, right? So
Yes.
Geno, again, is clearly not a 2, 3 long-term thing. 1 year, sit behind a guy like Geno. If Geno gets hurt, you step in. If Geno's not playing good enough, he steps in. LA, Vegas, they
Yeah.
have Pete Carroll over there. Who knows? Dion might come in afterwards. Like, I think this is where Shadir goes. I
Yeah.
think Giants trade back, and
Uh-huh.
then this is where Raiders get their quarterback for the
And
future.
and we've seen him and Mark Davis have conversations. I think it was at like a WNBA game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that relationship. It's legendary, man.
Yeah, it's legendary, man. Put it up.
Ah.
Um, Moving on to the Jets. Jets need an O-line, receiver, tight end, safety, D-line. Being the Jets, I can see them going in the trenches.
Mhm.
O-line, D-line.
Yeah.
That's what I see with them
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Um,
I definitely see just going defense on this.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I see just going defense on this. Aaron Glenn, new guy, he's a defensive guy, right? So
yeah,
he's gonna work to his expertise.
100%. So yeah, we're aligned on that. But of course, it all changes and
Of
depending
course.
on what and things that happen, right? Carolina Panthers. Edge rusher, safety, corner, so a lot of defensive needs, wide receiver, and defensive line.
Yeah. I was
Um,
I was gonna say they just paid Mr. JC Horn,
JC Horn, yeah,
right?
yep,
And not too long after Stingley broke that record payday, but I
yeah,
still think they address that position. And
yeah,
this is where I see Will Johnson from Michigan. I think
mm,
he comes off the board here. He goes to Carolina,
yeah.
another corner. He didn't have the best year, of course.
Well,
Has some
coming off an injury, right? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I think Will Johnson matched up with JC Horn. I
Hmm.
think that's a good cornerback tandem.
Yeah, I agree there, and I'll be upset. Looking at my Saints as the next pick, I would like Saints to take a. We need a corner. We lost Marshawn Lattimore. We lost Paulson Adebo.
Yeah.
So we're going with our young guys, Kool-Aid, McKendry, right? The rookie
Gotta
we
stay
drafted
healthy.
last year. He has to stay healthy, and Alante Taylor, he's a great corner.
Hmm.
Um, but of course, we need more, right?
Yeah.
So I would like Will Johnson here. But I'm also not upset at Tate McMillan
Mm.
here either.
Yeah.
We need receiver help. And I know we got
Unsure
Brandon
about
Cooks
Olave.
back. Olave, he's doing a lot of cryptic things online, man. I don't like it.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know, but I think I would be happy with Will Johnson here, Tate McMillan. Um, yeah, or Tyler Warren out of Penn State,
Yeah.
really and truly, right? Getting that safety blanket at the tight end position, but I don't see it with us signing Jawan Johnson to a 3-year extension. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, what do you think for the Saints?
Honestly, I think you guys kind of have to address the defense on this. So if Will Johnson is gone, I would say next best defensive player here.
Yeah, so like one of those edge rushers, like
Yeah.
uh Jalen, is it Jalen? Walker, yeah, Jalen Walker maybe.
Georgia guy.
If Panthers don't take him, that would be a great pick.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The Bears now. Bears, O-line, edge. They addressed their O-line really and truly.
Yeah.
Edge rusher, running back, safety. Do you see Ashton Genty going off the
Yeah,
board
I
here?
knew what I was gonna say.
Do you see
I
it
I
now?
know it's early. I know it's early for running backs.
For running backs, right? Yeah.
But this guy that they just got as a head coach, you give
Right.
him horses. You
With
seen what he
Gibbs.
did with David
And
and
Gibbs.
Jameer.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
So
why.
he's
And
probably like foaming at the mouth of a guy like Ajante.
pause.
Pause.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, Genty for sure. No, Genty for sure.
All right, all right. Yeah, we're aligned. The Niners now. Now we're getting deep into the weeds. The 49 Niners, D-line, edge, O-line, running back, corner.
This is where I have to break some news. I know they have Brock Purdy,
Yep.
but they have not committed to him.
You're wilding right now. You're wilding.
If Shadur is still on the board, I'm going Shadur. I'm thinking Shadur.
Nah, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. You're
He
not
he
wrong with that.
hasn't proved that he can win the game.
Yeah.
Just don't make a mistake. He's making the mistakes.
Yeah.
Shadur, completion percentage, 69, 70. He's not going to turn over the ball.
That's crazy. That's a crazy move though. That's a crazy move. And they don't have like who they have there. Kittle, like, like
I, I know
Jawan
Ayuk's coming off an
Johnson.
injury. I know, but Kyle Shanahan's shown he can do it with any kind of quarterback.
I mean, with that type of pressure, that he's saying Brock Purdy's out of here.
I think you have to make these tough decisions, man.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go corner. They get a corner to replace Ward. They just lost Ward, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
So I think they need to fill that void. Let's go to America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, with the 12th
Mm.
pick. They need a receiver. CD can't do it all. They need a
I
running back. They need a corner. Ideally, they would want Ashton Genty. That would
yeah,
be ideally.
yeah.
Ball to 12, they just sit back, boom, pick up Ashton Genty. Everyone's gonna be happy. It's Dallas. He was in Boise State. Like it'll be perfect, right? But will that happen? I know they picked up Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders in the offseason, right? Maybe Tate McMillan goes here. Who knows,
And
right?
and if not Tate McMillan, I think it's going to be a guy that was already playing in that state of
Yeah.
Texas, a burner like Matthew Golden to go with CD Lamb.
I forgot about Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden might be one of those ones. We're thinking Tate, and
Yeah.
it's going to be Matthew Golden as the first receiver off the
Hmm.
board. You're
Yep.
not wrong there. We got three more. Can we get through it? Let's go. Dolphins, O-line, D-line, safety, corner, and tight end are their biggest needs. Uh, I think they go either a safe O-line pick because it's that we only mentioned one O-lineman, right? So there's going to be more O-line that they need,
For
right? So
sure.
I think they go O-line or they go somewhere in the trenches or they go safety and,
I
and
got
and they
O-line.
replace Javon Holland, right? Because Javon Holland left, they need to address that safety position.
Yeah. I think defense also because they have nobody there, basically.
Mhm.
Nobody's there. Ramsey's there, but he's hasn't been there. So I think somewhere in the safety position.
All right, we got two more. Should we save it for the next episode?
Yeah, we'll save it. We got through the first 14
Yeah,
picks.
first
First
14.
first 14 and then next episode we'll get right into it right away unless obviously some breaking news happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now that's 1 through 14. JL Stole Sports. Jay Lynch came through.
Oh,
Subscribe. Tell friend, comment.
peace out.
Let's get it.